Got it. All right.
What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077, which is one of my most anticipated games in a very, very long time. This game is definitely genre defining, and this is going to be the first video of the year, Cyberpunk 2077. So let's get into talking about Cyberpunk 2077. This is there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm going to put the link down below to this. This is a Business Insider, and they've got some points here of details that are going to be in Cyberpunk 2077. So let's go ahead and go over some of these, and I don't just anticipate this awesome game, this genre-defining game that is going to be coming out hopefully in 2019. Hopefully this year, guys. Hopefully, here's to wishing that's going to happen. But if they need to delay, I really hope they do. I really hope if they need it, don't cut corners. Don't try and, well, let's make a viable product and just put it out there. No. If you need to delay, please delay. So let's make this game good, guys. So in Cyberpunk, we're going to go over all these points here, these details and things like that. There's other details that we're going to be talking about in future videos. So let's go ahead and dig down into this, and I'll put the link down to this below again. In Cyberpunk 2077, you play as V, an urban mercenary in Cyberpunk who takes on dangerous jobs for money in an open world environment. It's got all kinds of things to do in it. You can create your own version of V. You can choose to be male or female, which affects who you can romance in the game. Many non-playable characters you'll meet are bisexual. Not all of them are, though. That's going to make some interesting gameplay for a lot of people out there. You can also choose your haircut, tattoos, and put points into various attributes like strength, constitution, intelligence, reflexes, tech, and something called cool. I really love the way that you upgrade your character, where you go to that like this back alley black market doctor who puts implants inside you. I think that is such a cool way to upgrade your character. So that is really cool. Then we've got, you can also choose your character's backstory and the reason they're in Night City. You can decide if you're there for romance or revenge. So here's a little picture about how you can create your own backstory. I think that's really, really, really cool. I wonder how intricate that is going to be. I can't wait to see that part of it. There are no set character classes to choose from. When creating your character, you could customize your class as you play through the game. That is super cool. There are, just look at that picture right there. Just, you're coming out of this valet parking or something, this hovercraft looking thing. That is super cool. There are classes in the game: solo, techie, and netrunner, and you could choose to focus on one skill set or combination of the three. The solo class is focused on combat, techies focused on gadgets and machinery, and netrunners can hack into computers, robots, or even into people's heads to manipulate or even kill them. So solo, techie, and netrunner. What about you guys? What kind of a path do you think you're going to take? I know it's kind of hard to kind of answer that since we don't really know too much about the game. We haven't seen what's cool to play. But based on that, what would you guys play? Would it be a combination of the three, or would you like to go solo as someone who's going to go into combat, techie, that like got all these gadgets and technology and stuff like that, or the hacker, that hacks into computers, robots, or even into people's heads? I think I'm not gonna. I think it's gonna be all three. I mean, why limit yourself unless there's a reason why you would have to? The game is non-linear role-playing game played from a first-person perspective. You'll be shooting weapons in traditional first-person style as well. Enemies have life bars and damage numbers pop out of them when you shoot them. So yeah, it's a RPG first player. You won't be able to see your character, but when you're inside the vehicles, you can go. It does go into third person, or can go into third person. And we do know that there's going to be motorcycles in the game, so I guess when you're on a motorcycle, you would be able to see what your character looks like when you're on a motorcycle at the very least. You can approach different encounters in different ways. You could go in guns blazing, talk your way out of a problem, or turn parties against each other, for instance. I liked the gameplay, the really long gameplay where, you know, they were given choices on whether to lie or to tell the truth or to fight or to cooperate, things like that. So that's going to make a lot of interesting gameplay as well. I just wonder how many choices, how different all of our gameplays are going to look based upon what the choices are. When you talk with the game's non-playable characters, NPCs, dialogue options will appear on the screen, and each choice you make will have consequences. So there they are talking about that. Cyberpunk takes place in Night City. It's difficult to say how big the city is, but the game's developer, CD Projekt Red, says it's huge, packed with people, and has non-transitional loading screens like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and God of War. The biggest thing I think that sticks out for me is in the long gameplay demo where they were talking about the crowd technology, and it showed all those people walking around doing things, waiting for crosswalks, crossing, and every one of them looked so dramatically different than the other. That is like the variety of the NPCs and the fact that they look like they're actually doing something in the city. They look like they're really going somewhere in the city. That was what really drew me into this. When I saw the crowd, I was just like, that is so cool.
We've greatly enhanced our crowd and community systems to create the most believable city in any open world game to date. The city's streets are bustling with crowds of people from all facets of life, all living their lives within a full day and night cycle.
I mean, I don't know if I know in GTA you could just go postal and just start killing everybody. Not that I would want to. Yeah, I would. Oh, I mean, I would want to. I mean, I'd like to see what would happen. I don't know. It's just, okay, scratch that. Crowd technology is awesome in this game. Unlike the company's last game, Witcher 3, which featured a very flat map, Cyberpunk2077 is very vertical with buildings that just keep going up. And I hope a lot of those are enterable. I really, really, really do. If you don't like traveling on foot, you could drive vehicles around at night, including cars and motorcycles. You can even fight with your car by leaning out of the window and shooting. You could even run over pedestrians like in Grand Theft Auto. So I think that if you have an NPC in the car, they can actually take over the wheel and drive for you while you're fighting outside the window. I don't think that there's going to be any flight vehicles, any aerial vehicles. I think they answered that, and I didn't think they were interested at the moment in putting aerial vehicles in the game, which would be kind of cool. And I at least hope that there's some hovercrafts that hover just a little bit. You know, I mean, I guess we're not going to be flying high in the skies, but definitely want to see some hovercrafts. I think that'd be cool. I think we've seen some in the gameplay. Yeah, we did. There are 6 districts in Night City, and they all have their own unique vibe. One district featured in the demo was called Watson, based on a fallen corporate giant. So that's cool. 6 districts in the game. Night City is interactive. You can interact with advertisements which can tell you where to buy certain product. Different vendors sell goods and services in exchange for Eurodollars or eddies. So it seems like there's a lot going on, a lot of advertisements, a lot of places to go purchase things. So it seems like a really cool interactive environment. And I see some people boxing over there. I don't know if that's an advertisement or if that's like a little mini game that you can go in there and just box somebody. I wouldn't see why not, since you're going to be able to do one-night stands, take people back to your actual apartment or condo, or whatever you want to call it, and literally have a one-night stand. And we saw nudity already in the game in the long gameplay trailer, so I wonder just how detailed those one-night stands could actually get. Is it going to be, like the lights dim and you just assume what's happened, or are you going to be able to control your character like in the coffee shop in San Andreas, was it? I don't know. I just hope that the game doesn't get censored. Don't touch it. Start making games for adults. Literally make games for adults. Don't just say it's a game for adults and then sell it to grandma who's got their little kid with them, and you know where it's going. Literally make games for adults. Don't censor this game. There's a day and night cycle in Night City and an ever-changing weather system. Ooh, so there's weather. Probably rain. Doesn't look like they're dressed for cold. But maybe there's some mountainous areas where it does get cold. I'm not sure. Love to see the weather. You'll be spending a lot of time in V's apartment where you can suit up, check your computer, access your weapons, or even take friends back for some adult fun. There we go. There's where they talk about it. You could buy additional locations to use bases through the course of the game. So there's the apartment. There's V all bent over the, I don't know, is that a washing machine or a sink? You'll be spending a lot of time in V's apartment where you can suit up, check your computer. So there's going to be things that you could do on your computer inside the apartment, access your weapons, or even take friends back for some adult fun. Now, as far as multiplayer, I don't know if they mention it in this article. There's not going to be multiplayer when the game launches, but they have hired people to start that process. It's not off of the table. It might not ever make it into the game, but they are taking steps to investigate and try and develop multiplayer. But it's definitely not part of their focus, but it is on the notes, I guess, down at the bottom, scribbled multiplayer, kind of. So we could see multiplayer in the future for this game. You can unlock skills in the game and use them to your advantage. With a high enough engineering skill, you can disassemble panels in walls to open up new paths, for instance. So that's pretty cool. Cyberpunk2077 has an inspection system that lets you learn about objects, lore, and other useful information. You could use this system to link with a spider-like bot, which can scope out environments, climb walls, pass through vents, and be stored in the trunk of your car when not in use. And there's a picture of the spider bot right there. That's going to be awesome controlling that thing. By doing things in the real world, you can gain street cred, which helps you unlock new dialogue or vendor prices throughout the city. It's likely that some side quests will be only available if you have a certain amount of street cred. Let's take a look at this jacket real quick. So I guess as you get street cred, this jacket is going to change. You're going to get more colors on the back of your jacket, more of the design or something. You're going to get lights on the collar. It's going to say something up there. It says samurai, maybe. So we've got on here breakthrough, explore your apartment, put on your jacket, check email from your I can't read it. Meet Jackie downstairs, visiting the dock. Go see your Ripper Dock. Is that what it says? I think it's Ripper Dock. Elevator, and it says how far you are away from the elevator, how far you are away from the computer. Ripper Dock Clinic is a little further away. And then the jacket says X to take, Y to equip. Samurai, yeah, it does say samurai. Samurai jacket, uncommon general. Then it says increases street cred when you're wearing it, leveling speed by 5%, physical resistance 30, thermal resistance 30, EMP resistance 30, and chemical resistance 30. So that's pretty cool. V wears a special jacket that plays an important role in the game. It also gives you an initial 5% street cred boost. I love how the lights shine up. Too bad we can't see ourselves in third person, although I have here recently gained a liking to playing in first person rather than third. Combat is a big emphasis in the game. The E3 gameplay demo featured 3 to 4 different guns, all with very different perks for using them. The demo featured an epic weapon called the Smart Rifle, which has bullets that track and follow your targets. You can use mods to customize all the weapons in the game. Then it goes on to say enemies hiding behind cover, no problem. Your scanner can spot enemies ducking behind barriers. Another gun you can obtain in the game lets you bounce bullets off the walls. Wow, it's kind of like those old pool billiard games, the pool shark games. So If you would rather use your hands than your weapons, your character is also equipped with twin Mantis Blades, which you can use to climb walls and chop up enemies. V can also run on walls and jump down onto the unsuspecting enemies, so it sounds like we're going to have a bit of parkour in this game as well, especially with the help of those Mantis Blades. There's also, I'd like to point out some other information about getting too many upgrades put into you. There's like this this condition that you could go into where you start going a little bit crazy, and if you have too many upgrades in you. So there is definitely that. V can also hack into bad guys and send malicious software to the rest of their squad. In the demo, V plants a virus in a bad guy's weapon to prevent him from shooting when she approaches. Super amazing. The world isn't fully destructible, but windows and bodies are. So you can blow off arms or legs strategically, assuming you're a good enough shot. It also features lots of swearing, full frontal nudity, and you can hook up with NPCs and have one-night stands with them. You can even visit brothels. I just don't. I mean, why does that need to be in a game? Probably because it just immerses you into the environment and it's awesome. Okay, don't censor this game, or I will devote my YouTube career into going after people who censor games. All right, leave this game alone. Let these people create their art. Let them create their art. So that's pretty cool, right? Drugs can also be found and used in the game, and you can take them via inhaler-like devices. Drugs can also be used in social contexts. So if a gang member offers you a hit of his inhaler, choosing whether or not to accept could have consequences. That's pretty cool. Most quests in Cyberpunk 2077 come in the form of jobs, which can be acquired in different ways. Sometimes you get them by talking to fixers who find mercenaries like V to come in and solve problems. Other times, you'll see things happening on the street and you could choose to get involved. CD Projekt Red says it wants missions and quests to feel organic. What I really hope is that once we play through the story, that there is a good replayability to be able to live and thrive and play in this city without there needing a story. So lots of, like the side quests that they mention and jobs and things like that. A reason to keep going, enough fun to keep going. It sounds like that's the direction that they're going in, especially with the one-night stands and stuff, And I wonder how that's going to be. Is that going to be a mechanic like you see in The Sims, where you have to, what does have conversation trees? So maybe you got to get good at the conversations with the person that you're talking to, the NPC that you're talking to, in order to be able to take it home. I don't know. Cyberpunk 2077 will be a single-player game at launch with no multiplayer. Here they go. They're talking about multiplayer. Although one of the game's designers, Patrick Mills, says a multiplayer mode is in development. There we go. And may make it into the game at a later date. So that's not a promise. He's saying may make it into the game. But the interesting part is that the multiplayer mode is in development. So they're working on it. It's an actual thing that they're working on. But if it works or not, that's the thing. That's why he's saying it may make it into the game at a later date, which I would absolutely love to see that. I think that would be fun. Cyberpunk 2077, could you imagine? Wait a minute. Could you imagine instead of taking NPCs back to your house for a one-night stand, you could actually walk up to another person that is playing the game in multiplayer and take them back to your... That would get so weird. I don't know if that's a good idea. Wait, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is that going to get weird? That's going to get strange, dude. Imagine the YouTube videos on that. Cyberpunk 2077 is a single-player game, but not all missions are solo. This isn't a game with a party system, but you'll occasionally be joined on jobs by other characters that are in the game. The game's release date still doesn't exist yet. I look for... I don't know. What did they say at the top of this? They said... it's a long list here. Cyberpunk 2077 may finally release in 2019. Here's why it's one of the most anticipated video games in the world. I'm all in for Cyberpunk 2077, and I really do hope it comes out in 2019. But this might be, I don't know, do you think it's a next-gen title? Do you really think it's going to release down in 2019? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. 2019? 2020? I would love it for it to come out in 2019. But that's pretty much all we're going to talk about today, guys. There's a lot more information that we could discuss. I'm going to go over the long gameplay video after knowing all the information that we do know and see what I can pick and point out. Maybe we'll do a breakdown video. I'm not sure. If it's got significant stuff in it, we will. But let me know, guys. Are you excited about Cyberpunk 2077? I am. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being here. It's been awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and do some more research. And remember, wait, watch, buy. As always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. Until next time.